Hello and welcome to the discourse. We have discussed a lot about the verbs. We learned different types of verbs and their uses. We also discussed auxiliaries and modals. We differentiated regular and irregular verbs. And we learned the participles. Today we will learn about the infinitives. Just like participles, infinitives can also be used dually. That is, an infinitive plays dual role in a sentence. A participle is a verbal adjective. An infinitive is a verbal noun. That is, an infinitive is partly a verb and partly a noun. Or, an infinitive is a kind of noun with certain features of verb. Let us see some examples. I want to go. They tried to find fault with us. Now, in these two sentences, the form to go and to find are infinitives. Thus, infinitive is the base of a verb, often followed by to. Let us check some more examples. To err is human. In this sentence, the infinitive to err, it is like a noun and it is the subject of the verb is. Birds love to sing. Here the infinitive is to sing. It is acting like a noun. It is the object of the verb love. To respect our parents is our duty. Here in this sentence the infinitive is to respect and like a noun it is the subject of the verb is. But like a verb it takes an object which is our parents. He refused to obey the orders. In this sentence the infinitive is to obey and like a noun it is the object of the verb refused, but like a verb it takes an object. Many men desire to make money quickly. Here the infinitive is to make. It is acting like a noun. It is the object of the verb desire. But like a verb it also takes an object and is modified by an adverb which is quickly. So an infinitive is a verb noun. Often we use to with an infinitive, but it is not necessary nor it is a sign of an infinitive. After certain verbs such as bid, let, make, need, dare, see, hear, we use infinitive without to. Examples are bid him go there, I bade him go, let him sit down, make him stand, I made him run. In these sentences, go, sit, stand, run, all these are infinitives. Again, we need not go today, we need not do it. I saw him do it. I heard him cry. In these sentences, cry, do and go. These are infinitives and we have used them without to. However, we learned while discussing auxiliaries that if need and dare are conjugated with do, then we must use to. As for example, you do need to read the book. Here the infinitive is to read and it is being used after need, because in this sentence need is conjugated with do. So infinitives can be used without to. We use infinitives without to after modals, that is after the verbs will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could and must. Examples are I must pay the bill. You should work harder. He can speak 5 languages. You must come to the office at 9 a.m. tomorrow. In these sentences, pay, work, speak, come, all these are infinitives and we have used them without using to, because these are coming after must, should, can and come, which are modals. We also use infinitives without to after had better, had rather, would rather, sooner than and rather than. Let us see the examples. You had better ask permission. In this sentence, ask is infinitive and it is being used without to because it is coming after had better. I had rather play than work. I would rather die than suffer. Die is the infinitive. It is being used without to because it is being used after would rather. Now let us check the uses of infinitives. The infinitive with and without adjunct is to. The infinitive with or without to can be used as a noun. Now we use an infinitive as a noun in different ways. The first one is as the subject of the verb. Examples are to find fault is easy, to err is human, to reign is worth ambition. We can also use an infinitive as the noun as the object of a transitive verb. I do not mean to read. Here the infinitive is to read and it is the object of a transitive verb which is mean. He likes to play cards. In this sentence, to play is the infinitive and it is being used after likes, which is the transitive verb. It is the object of the verb likes. We also use an infinitive as complement of a verb. Her greater pleasure is to sing, or his custom is to write daily. In these sentences, to sing and to write, these are infinitives and these are complement of the verb. We also use an infinitive as an object of preposition. He had no choice but to obey. In this sentence, infinitive is to obey. It is acting like a noun and it is the object of preposition. The speaker is about to begin. Again, in this sentence, to begin is the infinitive and it is the object of preposition about. We can also use an infinitive as an objective complement. I saw him go. In this sentence, go is the infinitive and it is the objective complement. When we use an infinitive as a noun, as explained in previous 4 cases, it is known as the simple infinitive. That is, when we use an infinitive as a noun, it is the simple infinitive. However, infinitives can also be used in other ways. The first way is to qualify a verb or to express a purpose or cause. Examples are, he called to see my brother. In this sentence, infinitive is to see and it is being used to qualify the verb called. We eat to live. In this sentence, the infinitive to live is showing purpose and it is qualifying the verb eat. He went to see the destruction caused by the flood. Here the infinitive is being used as an adverb. In these examples, all these examples, the infinitive is qualifying a verb and it is being used as an adverb. We also use an infinitive to qualify an adjective. Figs are good to eat. In this sentence, to eat is the infinitive and it is qualifying the adjective good. This medicine is present to take. To take is the infinitive. The boys are anxious to learn. To learn is the infinitive. He is too ill to do any work. In this sentence, to do is the infinitive and it is being used as an adverb. We also use infinitive to qualify a noun. This is not the time to play. You will have cause to report. He is a man to be admired. Here is a house to let. Now in this sentence, the infinitive is to let and it is qualifying the noun house. Here infinitive is being used as an adjective. We also use infinitive to qualify a whole sentence. As for example, to tell the truth, I quite forgot my promise. He was petrified, so to speak. Now in these sentences, to tell and to speak are the infinitives and they are being used to qualify the whole sentences. When an infinitive is used to qualify a verb or an adjective or a noun or whole sentence, then it is known as gerundial or qualifying infinitive. In case of A and B, gerundial infinitives works as an adverb. In case of C, gerundial infinitive works as adjective. In case D, in which we qualify the whole sentence by using an infinitive, gerundial infinitive is used absolutely. Thus, an infinitive can be simple infinitive or it can be gerundial infinitive. When an infinitive is used as a verbal noun, it is known as simple infinitive. When it is used to qualify another verb, an adjective or a noun or the whole sentence, then it is known as gerundial infinitive. Infinitives in active and passive voice. Now let us discuss infinitives in active and passive voice. When infinitive is active, when we use it in active voice, it may have a present and a perfect form or tense, and it may merely name the act, or it may represent continuous tense. That is, we can use an infinitive in active voice in present or perfect tenses, or in present or in continuous tenses. In present tense, the infinitive will be to love. In perfect tense, it will be to have loved. In present continuous, it will be to be loving. In perfect continuous, it will be to have been loving. We can use infinitive in passive voice. And as in passive voice, an infinitive can be present or perfect tense. In present tense, it will be to be loved. And in perfect tense, it will be to have been loved. So this is all about the infinitives, the simple infinitives and the gerundial infinitives. Please like this video and please subscribe to the discourse. Thanks and regards.